You are no good to anybody if you don't know how to cater to yourself, le paralak. Yes. You might believe Christ consciousness is openness and neglect to have boundaries. You might believe the awakening is changing your outfits now, probably a fashion style, while not embodying the energy within, you know. There are so many ways you can elude yourself and still be in purpose with the illusion. Yes, there's so much going on in this perplexed place. Hence, there's nobody who's wrong, there's nobody who's right. But you are no good to anybody if you do not know how to cater to yourself, Lepar. Because you are your first experiment. If you don't like what you give to yourself, there's no way somebody else will appreciate it, Lepar. If you're constantly lying to yourself, it'll show in your relationships. You'll be the one forcing people to stay because there's no depth, there's no truth. Your truth can't keep people around, so you have to lie to keep them around. Because that's what you cater to yourself. Like, even to entertain yourself, you probably do things that you don't like. You misalign deliberately. So it shows up also in your habits going forward with your connections. This is why the truth is you can't blame anybody for who you are. You are responsible, Lepar, for turning things in your favor or for being degraded. You are responsible for answering the calling. Once you say yes, your own spirit will reveal to you that from here on end, you are on your own. This energy, this power that you now know because you didn't know about it, it's always there. The awakening is you being told that, hey, this is who you are, in case you didn't know. Like, it's like being told you are Superman and you can fly, but you never knew how to fly. But now you know you can fly and there's a possibility you can practice. You understand? Things like this. And these knowings, Leparalak, they are your responsibilities. These knowings do make you selfish because, let's be honest, it takes time to come in contact with such things. You have to go through so much, man. It's so boring, to be honest. Yes. I'm so happy that right now young kids are born woke and their parents are willing to give them a chance. But imagine if your parents gave you a chance when you were too smart for the household. They were not trying to minimize your behavior, trying to keep you down. Imagine if that was the case, Lepar. A lot of you wouldn't have fled from your homes. A lot of you will be speaking to your parents because a lot of them would accept that, hey, I have an angel in the house. Some of them get intimidated because now how do you lead somebody who's an angel? Now you know how Mary felt when she was told she's going to have a baby. If you believe in the narrative of the Bible, you understand. So I'm making it a point to let you know that it's up to you at the end of the day, You know, it's up to you what you take. This doesn't even need discernment of any sort. It's just truly, honestly speaking. As a parent, that's what you're teaching your kids. You're teaching them to be independent without you. That's why it starts being a bit tricky when you teach them, like you start going on your own holidays alone, to leave them there in the house for the whole week. Just to see how they do. You leave them with money and everything, and you want to see what the hell, what do they know about life, responsibility, taking out the trash, going to shops and stuff like that. Are they going to spend all their money one way? And if they do, they'll suffer alone there. And you need to let your kids go through such things like this, just to see, just to see. An eagle can only fly high up in the sky because it flew out of its nest for the first time by force. It was kicked out. It had it was probably too young. And it randomly decided, jump, kick the baby out of the nest. We're sick and tired of hunting for you. I'm leaving your mom. And the next thing, the little eaglet there comes out, does its thing, and it flies, Lepar. It actually flies. And ever since then, it never trusted anyone. It was like, no way am I going back home. F no. I'm gonna fly as high as I can away from this family. This family is crazy. You see, the eagle woke up But we don't say it like this, the way I'm saying it. We say it in a fantastic, majestic way, like it's noble. Nah, man, it's treachery that in. I can't picture a human doing that to another person in front of me, Lapar. I'd have to adopt that child, honestly, if that was the case, yeah, but I cannot imagine somebody doing something like that, like to another human. So because we have these little litigations, rules around how we should domesticate one another as gods and human vessels, we tend to misplace ourselves a lot, and it doesn't even need discernment. This is just basic observation of human behavior and how it impacts our life in a simpler way. Like, I can take apart societal norms, but I think everybody does that. I think you also know your own societal norms, and we are in different countries. It really doesn't matter, but at the end of the day, you are manifested in a reality that supports the things you know about yourself. That's the real basic fact. Somebody's a president because they know themselves as a president. They've always felt it. Somebody is whatever because they've always felt it. You manifest what you know about yourself. That's why you need to be selfish, because if you already manifest what you know about yourself, even if you are not sure, right? You can't afford to let yourself go in other situations, in other people's realities. You can't afford to do that, Lebar. You can collaborate and partner to empower yours. That's the best thing that can happen. Or you can all agree on one major goal, that we all want this. Not that we all want this for a short period of time and we're separating. If that's the case, that's a partnership for that meaningful act right there. And there are legalities in it. In the law in South Africa, I don't know, we call it mercantile law, the law of trade and such, where we account for how we navigate this trading thing up between us, between our goods and services, and our ideas, copyrights, and whatever is whatever needs to be traded upon. You understand? So there are these types of narratives in the world where energy is accounted like this. And this is how you see energy for yourself right now. You realize energy is everywhere. Energy is in the transactions. When you chill with something and talk to it, a tree, a pet, an animal, it's an exchange, but it's alive with you. You are alive with it because you notice it. Your awareness gives it life. I also learned this when I was designing video games in school. You know what we were doing? There's a game where you play for PS3, PS4. We were designing games for that, right? And as I was developing using this software called Unity, there would be this feature where the other buildings I've built that are far ahead, they would show up. But when I was driving my character in the game forward inside the game, it would skip, like the frames would skip. And then one day there's a feature on the options that says billboarding for the camera. And I'm like, what is billboarding? I click it, and then suddenly the only thing I see is what my character is allowed to see in front of it. The rest is just faded into background. It only shows up when I get closer to it, like it's billboarding. Like, you know, a billboard just pops up at the end there, and you just know that there's a billboard up ahead. It does that. Like, the software will show you the shadow or the silhouette of an upcoming object that you place there, and it will only show its textures, its color, its lighting when you and the character are aware of that thing. And they call it billboarding in Unity. So I was learning such things, and I was quite impressed with the way it is, because it also reflects back on this conversation. Thank you, Spirit, for adding that in. Everything that you observe, Lebar, comes to life because you are aware of it. So what you know about yourself is truly what you observe about yourself. Which ideas are you keeping? Because they are your true reflections. So you have to have the entitlement of giving yourself at least 80% to you before you serve others, because compromising yourself does not help the others. How can they continuously be helped until they are at your level? When you compromise yourself, you'll die too. It's a vicious cycle. So you will have to account for you, Leparalak, for your energy. You will have to account for it. So as hurting as it sounds for you to be an empath, in your awakening season, whether you're done on it, I don't even believe there's any done period. Actually, it keeps on evolving, this thing, because you keep on leveling up. You're not done, right? There's a part of you that always wants better for itself, and to want better for yourself means to be a little bit more into you, like fall in love with you, Lepar. Like Give yourself what you want somebody else to have from you when you're in a relationship with them. Loyal para luck.